Downtown Tower, Skyhawk 5292 Kilo is holding short of 14 on hotel, ready for takeoff.
5292 Kilo, Downtown Tower, runway 14, winds 310 at 11. Actually, you want to back taxi now? They're actually picking up. They were calm early. You want to back taxi for a 32 departure?
That sounds good to me. We'll back taxi for a 32 departure.
5292 Kilo, Rider, runway 32, back taxi distance needed, clear for takeoff, left turn out approved southbound.
Well, taxi for distance needed, left turn approved on southbound, 902 Kilo. How was that?
That was good. Alright, stay on your yellow line. We always stay on the line. Don't cheat.
Hey, having all this crap in your lap definitely makes it a lot less comfortable.
Yeah, well.
One of the hurts of being a pilot.
When you work on your solo, you can use my seat as your luggage area.
I already did that. You want to just go as far as Juliet? Or do we want to get just tons?
Juliet?
Foxtrot.
How much runway do you think we should use?
Well, let's see, we can take off in about less than 1500 on normal.
Yep. So you think we should use 1500 or more?
More.
Okay. I would use at least 3000 if it were me.
Okay.
So, Foxtrot's pretty good. Now work on your center line. Your brains, see here's where you gotta start teaching your brain. You need to tell your brain I need to be on the center line. If you keep cheating or going off or not sticking with it, then that's gonna reflect in how you fly. You're gonna say, oh well, it's okay to be off. So we've got to cage your brain to say, no, it's not okay, I need to be accurate.
Okay. Well, here's Foxtrot, so I'll go ahead and just slow down, and whatever the plane naturally wants to do, I'll...
Now you can leave the center line. Alright, so this will give us about 3,000 feet.
Okay, and I'm going to rotate at 55 and climb out at 80.
Okay.
Full rich.
Heels on the deck.
Alive. We're at 55, we'll rotate.
What speed are we climbing out at?
80, and after that bump is when I lost it there.
Alright, are you having to pull the yoke a lot?
I was just reaching down to do my trim, and
There you go.
that's
It
when
looks
got
like
bumpy.
you're straining over there.
Yeah, well it got
Alright.
bumpy, and I figured I'd maintain manual control instead of messing with auxiliary stuff.
So raise, there you go. You're good. You get a little burble down here, in between the ground and the wind layer, we get a little bit of turbulence, so.
Yeah. Alright, I'm getting pretty close to my turn altitude, but I'm gonna stay going. Okay, I'm good to go. At least I clear for a left turn. We'll go ahead and do a left turn. And I'm gonna stay at pattern out. I guess I can go ahead and climb up to 1500.
Yeah. What's the top of Brookley Towers airspace?
2500.
No. Top of his is 1,800. And he lies under Mobile Approach's airspace.
I'm just gonna head straight for the cement plant here.
Okay. What should our airspeed be?
Well, normally climb cruise is 90.
Yeah.
Boy, and then suddenly it gets magically smoother.
Yeah, that little transition layer is really good.
Go ahead and level off, pull back my power.
Alright, remember we level the nose, we let the airplane accelerate, and then we reduce the power.
I'm a little high, so I need to get back down to the declared altitude. Kind of hazy today. Keep an eye out for traffic.
Should we be at full power right now?
I should probably go ahead and back to cruise RPMs here.
Alright, we don't want to overspeed the engine, so anytime we lower the nose to level, we let the airplane accelerate, and then we reduce the power, right? We don't run it at redline and cruise. So.
Okay, so now I'll pull out my checklist for cruise settings. I'm climbing just a little bit. Takeoff, short field, en route climb, cruise. Make sure I don't descend. Alright, cruise power 21 to 2700 RPMs. Okay, and then we'll say elevator and rudder trim, good. Mixture, we'll lean that. I'm descending. Need to power back up and
What does it say for cruise item number 1?
model 21 to 2700.
Okay. Alright, what does number 2 say?
Trim.
Alright, what does number 3 say?
Mixture, lean.
Okay.
I'm just making sure I got myself trimmed out good. Now I'm going to go ahead and lean it.
Over that information, Yankee now current altimeter 3022.
Alright, 3022.
3022, 902 kilo.
And tell them we're clear to the south.
And 902 kilo is clear to the south.
Or 902 kilo, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved. Have a nice day. So, that'll be 122.9. And we'll swap that out. South practice field, Cessna 52902 kilo is type 172. We are just entered the practice field from KBF Film, proceeding along the coastline at 1,500 feet to the practice area, South practice area.
Alright. Pretty good.
And we'll go ahead and...
We're going to climb up, right? We have to do our maneuvers up higher, don't we?
Yeah.
The mixture's rich.
Mixture's rich, en route climb, airspeed 70 to 85. I'll go ahead and pull, throttle to full here.
Alright, let's climb at 90 knots to 3,500 feet on a heading of 180.
90 knots, 3,500, 180. South practice area, 902 kilo is climbing to 3,500 on a heading of 180, South practice. Now I got time to enjoy some scenery for a second.
Yep. The trim for your climbs, so put the nose where it should be. and then trim for it. So it looks like you need a little more trim nose up. There you go. Alright, first maneuver will be steep turns.
Okay. Okay, and first thing I need to do then is clearing turn. I'll do a clearing turn to the right. No traffic right.
So what we're working on is your aeronautical decision-making skills. So I didn't tell you had to do a clearing turn, but you figured it out. Also, you decided to turn right, which is a good idea over the land instead of over the water. So believe it or not, there is a madness to the method.
Yep.
What speed are we going to do the steep turns at?
90 knots.
Okay. So one thing you could be doing here is if you got a second, you could adjust your power so that it's already set for 90 knots. On a day like today, you're looking for more of a black speck as an airplane. That's why when the guys come out to fuel, clean the windshield, they should have Windex in the truck, because the bugs look like other airplanes.
Yeah, except you shouldn't use Windex on the Plexi.
Well, yes.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make my heading north and do a steep turn to the left.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Alright, so when you came through in that entry through 30 degrees, you got to bring the nose up. So we were kind of late on the nose, but you're recovering nicely. There you go, altitude's coming back up. Alright, lower that nose, we're at our altitude, we're slow, so there you go. Get back over to that good 45, we're at 30, we need 45, plus or minus 5. Alright, now we're accelerating a little. That was real nice, Barry.
Thank you.
So the only thing was on the entry, remember as you see it come past 30 degrees, a little bit of back pressure.
Yeah.
Kind of waited on that and then we caught up, so that was good.
Alright.
Alright, let's do one to the right.
One to the right.
On this one, we're just a little late with the power. Alright, watch your climb. Look at how high your nose is.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
when I added my power there.
Yep, you added the power, you didn't push the nose down, so we came through with the nose up. So that was real good too. You were within parameters, we were just a little slow and a little high.
Yeah.
So you'll get the hang of it.
Alright, well, I'll do another one to the right here.
Nope.
As soon as...
Let's move on.
Okay.
Alright, I'd like to go to slow flight.
Slow flight, okay.
At 3,500 feet on a heading in north in the landing configuration.
Alright.
And your desired airspeed is going to be...
About 50 knots.
Yep, we'll say 50 knots. Alright, so watch what you're doing. You've already ballooned to 150 feet and climbing, so...
Alright, I can go ahead and put in my first notch of flat.
Okay. So we already see how we already did that, so now we got to correct.
Okay, that'll be some reduced power here.
Okay. So that's one way to do it. What I would do is I'd lower the nose and I'd try and get back down to my altitude, because if the inspector looked over now, we're outside of parameters, so go ahead and bring in all those flaps. Bring in all the flaps.
Alright.
As long as you're below 110, you can bring in all the flaps, right? Because the first notch will slow you down. We're only at 90, and full
As long as I'm
flaps.
below 110, I can bring in the first notch.
First notch and
White arc
85.
the rest.
Yep, there you go. Well, we started the maneuver at 90 knots, right? So as soon as you bring in the first notch, you'll drop 5 knots, so...
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and make my heading west, just
All
because
right.
I don't want to go over the water.
Alright, let's turn left to heading west. What should our airspeed be?
50 knots.
Okay. How do we control airspeed in slow
pitch.
flight? Alright. And how do we control altitude?
Throttle.
Okay. On a heading west, I'd like to go 3,500 feet up to 4,000 feet.
Okay. 3,000 feet up to 4,000 feet.
3,500 up to 4,000 feet. Alright, what power setting do we climb at?
Full power.
Always climb at full power, right? Yep, we didn't have full power in there, so.
Alright.
You pay for the whole engine, don't you?
Boy, it wants to turn left, doesn't it?
Oh, what is that?
That's that torque and P factor.
That's the left turning tendencies we get? Yep. Torque, P factor, it's a lot stronger at slow airspeed, high power setting, right?
Yeah.
It's wanting to turn left, so you
Have to
really
hold
got to
that rudder.
counteract, so come on, put us back on west. We're about 15 degrees off.
Actually, the gyro's off.
Oh,
I'm going to go ahead and turn to the compass heading and fix my gyro.
when is it correct?
Straight and level. Ah.
Straight and level, unaccelerated
Unaccelerated.
flight is the only time the compass is correct, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so we don't make any adjustments unless we're straight and level unaccelerated flight.
And you said climb to 4,000?
Yeah.
Alright.
Once we reach 4,000, I'd like to do a slow flight descent back down to 3,500.
Okay.
And there's 4,000.
Okay. Slow flight descent back down to 4,500. I'll go and pull the carb heat in. That stall horn does not like this speed, does it?
Well, the stall horn normally comes on when?
About what, 10 knots before stall?
About 8 to 10 knots above stall speed, so.
And go ahead and turn back left.
Alright, let me know when we get down to 3,500.
Alright.
I'm gonna look at all the big houses.
Skyrange traffic, Juliet Mike is turning plan 27, Skyrange. Skyrange traffic,
There we
Juliet
are.
Mike will be departing the path to the east.
On a heading west, 3,500 feet, I'd like to lower the nose to the horizon, pull the power back to idle, and try and maintain our altitude.
Okay. West at 3,500, pull power to idle and maintain altitude.
Yep.
This is going to be a slow stall, isn't it?
It's going to be a power off stall.
Okay.
You can recover at the first indication of a stall.
Alright.
Alright, what's the first indication of a stall?
Stop it.
is the stall warning horn, right?
Yeah.
Of an impending stall. Alright, so notice how you shove the nose down?
Flaps. Trim out some of the pressure. Second notch flaps.
So remember, all you gotta do is relax the nose. Remember, we need to be nose up, moving away from the ground. See how our BSI is still negative?
Okay. Trying to get climb airspeed.
There you go.
Mixture full rich carb heat in.
Ah, carb heat. Anytime you push that throttle full forward, we want full power, which means we gotta push that carb heat in. Alright. Heading west at 3,500 feet.
Which is where we are.
I'd like you to pull the power back to idle, bring in all the flaps, and maintain your altitude.
All the flaps are in.
No.
Power to
I'd like you
idle.
to pull the power to idle.
Uh-huh. Power to idle.
Full flaps.
Full flaps?
Full flaps.
Okay. Okay. Second notch. Go ahead and throttle to idle like you said.
Alright, bring the carb heat in.
Carb heat in.
Okay, full flaps.
Full flaps.
And maintain your altitude. At the first indication of a stall, we'll do a stall recovery.
Okay.
Okay, you're still shoving the nose forward. Remember, it's relax. So all you gotta do is relax the back pressure. The nose should go from up to still up. Alright, get that nose up. This BSI has gotta be above 0 or we're just accelerating into the ground. We're trying to get away from the ground, right?
Alright.
Alright. So that time you brought the throttle in, then you brought the carb heat in. So remember, you can just use your thumb and bring them both in at the same time. So
Very well.
much better. Alright.
Okay, we are at 3,500, gaining speed.
Alright, let's do the cruise checklist.
Okay, cruise checklist will be, power to, let me go ahead and trim it a little bit here. Okay.
Oh, actually trim is the second item on the cruise checklist.
Okay.
The first item is protecting that engine, right?
About 22 to 2,700 RPMs.
Go about 23, which should be in the middle of that green arc.
That's exactly where I am.
Okay, 23.
23, I'm just sending a need to pull the nose back up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell I'm gonna go ahead and, see that's, 2.9
Yeah,
on
there you go. So now we're straight and level on accelerated flight, so it's correct. I don't think you said it right.
No, I don't think I did. That's, 2.9. Okay, yeah, that's 2.9 right there. So I need to go ahead and turn to the left to get back on my course.
Okay, so first item on the cruise checklist says what? Power? 21 to 27.
And then elevator and rudder trim.
Is it adjusted?
I would say no at this point.
Okay, so go ahead and adjust your trim.
Well, let's see. I got some left rudder going on, but...
Man, we don't have rudder trim in this airplane. I wish we did, but...
Okay. We're descending just a touch, so I'll...
Alright. What's the third item?
Third item is mixture... No, mixture lean.
Alright, go ahead and lean out that mixture. Feel it right there?
Yep.
Alright, what if we did it too quick?
Then we could possibly kill the engine.
Alright.
Like this.
Simulated engine failure.
Alright.
What's the first thing you do? Barry, look at your speed, look at your speed, look at your speed. First thing we do is we raise the nose, right?
Okay.
And get to 68. If I'm doing 100 and I want to be at 68, what do we got to do?
Raise the nose.
Raise the nose. So you push the nose down. That's opposite of what we want to do. So first thing for an engine failure is raise the nose and set my best glide speed. Now take your hand down there on that trim and give it a couple turns so you don't have to hold it there anymore. Keep going, keep going. Right to where you trim it to where you set that best glide speed. Alright.
Okay.
That's the first thing we do. Second thing we do is look for a field. I got one right over here behind us. Alright.
Oh, Roy Ray again, huh?
Yep, Roy Ray.
Okay. Next thing we'll do is consult the checklist.
Actually, we got a pay field right there at 12 o'clock.
All right, well, let's take that one.
Okay.
And I can make that field.
All right, we'll see. If you go faster or slower than best glide, we'll descend quicker. So you want to trim it right for best glide.
Yeah.
All right.
And the winds are coming from the north, so I'm probably going to want to, let's see, it's probably going to be a perfect crosswind. If anything, it's going to be coming from the left, so I'm going to go to the right-hand side of the field.
All right. What's your best glide speed? What's your checklist say?
65 knots.
So we got to do this quickly. It's an emergency, right?
Yeah.
So pitch for best glide, look for a place to land, break out your checklist.
All right, engine failure during flight, airspeed 65, carb heat
Remember,
on.
aviate, navigate, communicate.
Yeah.
So look, you're at 70 knots and you're at 800 feet per minute now. So that's 2 more 100 feet per minute. So make sure you trim it up. All right, we're at 2,500, and we're descending at 500 feet per minute. We got about 5 minutes before we get to the ground.
All right. So next I would probably go ahead and try to restart the engine. And I'll go ahead and call St. Elmo and say we're doing a simulated engine. St. Elmo traffic, Skyhawk 5292 Kilo is simulating engine failure. Approach to westbound runway, St. Elmo.
All right. Keep going through your checklist. Hurry, it's an emergency now.
Mixture, idle cutoff, fuel selector to off, simulated.
So we would do all that?
No, we need to do the restart.
Okay, so look at what you're doing.
Oh, that's immediately after takeoff.
Okay, yeah, read what you're doing. Okay.
Airspeed 65 knots.
So hold on, this is an engine failure during flight. So airspeed 65.
Carb heat on.
On.
And
where are you going?
towards the field. Fuel selector to both.
Okay, fuel selector to both.
Mixture to rich.
Mixture's not rich. Okay, now it's rich.
Mixture to rich. Ignition switch start.
It's on both.
And it's not starting, and then we'll say start. It's not starting. Primer in and locked. It's in and locked. And then execute forced landing.
Engine won't start.
Okay. Airspeed 65 knots.
Now, if it were me, I'd point right towards that runway, because we're not there yet, and we're still descending. If we don't point right towards it, we may not make it.
Okay.
Where were the winds when we took off?
They were from straight ahead of us right now, just 3-0.
So we're going into the wind. Is that going to make it easier or harder to get there?
It's going to make it harder to get there.
Okay.
And I need to pitch up a little more.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, I did.
A warning on the wall.
And I'm going to probably want to approach the base end of it here.
Well, let me ask you a question. Based on this ground speed, how far away we are, and our descent rate, what do you think? Are we going to make it?
I think we could, but it would have to be like over that parking area.
You think we could? We got no flaps in. We're at best glide speed. Okay, we'll keep going for another minute.
Okay. Probably need to change to this field here. That's what I would do now.
Well, if it were me, I'm already into the wind, right? What's wrong with right here?
What? Along
Big
this
field right here. Isn't that into the wind? Couldn't I bring in full flaps?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky. I think we might make it. Hold on.
Okay, well, I went ahead and put the first notch of flaps.
All right, first notch of flaps in. We're pretty close. But you see the importance of quickly getting that best glide airspeed and turning towards the airfield?
Yeah. And don't try to stretch a glide.
Yeah, you can't
And
stretch.
that 60 knots is going to be the flap speed.
All right, let's leave the flaps where they are. Let's lower the nose. Turn towards that runway. Remember, the best thing to do is turn towards that runway. So you did it. You made it. I'm proud of you.
Did I go ahead and land?
No, we're going to go around.
All right. Power in.
Relax. Max.
Airspeed.
You're not at max. Okay. Airspeed.
And
Good job. You did it, man. I was proud of you. So that wind really helped us get there, and you made it all the way there. So you understand the first two things are important. First thing is best glide speed. If I'm flying at 110 knots and I want to get to 65, how do I slow down?
Pitch up.
I pitch up. When I pitch up, I'm going to gain some altitude, which is what I want, right? And then once I set that best glide, anything faster or slower, it's going to make me go down quicker.
St. Elmo traffic, Skyhawk 5292 kilos, departing runway 24. St. Elmo traffic.
Over here to the right, I've got two lakes with a house around it. Just on the other side of this white water tower.
Yeah.
I'd like to level off at 1,000 feet AGL, plus or minus 100 feet. I'd like to go do a circle around that house, stay in the same distance around it.
Alright. Gonna be a gusty day today. 1,000 feet AGL, that's gonna be a little lower than we are now. The White House with the trees, it looks kinda like, like Dallas.
Yep, like that.
X-Way Lima closed, east-west helipad closed, multiple cranes up to 305 feet in height, operating approximately quarter mile north of the tower. Advise, initial contact, you have information Yankee. Mobile Delta Tower, information Yankee 1453, observation, winds 310 at 8, visibility 10, clear, temperature 12, dew point 7, altimeter.
Alright, winds are 310 at 8.
310 at 8. Okay.
So if I want to go around the point and stay the same distance away from it, do you think I'd want to go right towards it?
No.
Okay. So
we're gonna do a...
let's offset. I'd like to do a left turn.
That white house right there, right?
Yep. See this green tree right here?
Yeah, that's by itself.
Looks like a big bush. It's just to the left of that single tree.
Yeah.
I'd like to stay about that distance away from that house.
Okay.
Alright. So if I'm 1,000 feet AGL, what should that be MSL?
Probably about 1,100.
1,100. Alright. Plus or minus 100 feet.
Okay. Right in a gusty area.
Alright, so let's settle down and get ready for the maneuver. So we probably
90 knots.
Yeah, we don't want to be full power. I'll let you pick the airspeed as long as we stay the altitude plus or minus 100 feet.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, once I cross over his fence line here, we'll consider that the beginning of the maneuver.
Alright.
Okay, and since I'm doing downwind right now, this is going to be the shallowest portion of the turn. Or into the headwind, rather.
So one of the things you can do is you can pick a spot over here that looks like it's about the same distance from the spot we are now.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like there's a couple trees here.
Yeah.
Those are special cows.
Yeah, they're all laying there.
You know why they're special?
Because they're tasty.
Because they're outstanding in their field.
Oh! And now I'm going to need to start off steepening my turn here. Use too much power and gain too much altitude. Oh, good circle though, I think. Is that your buddy's house, or is that just a house?
I don't even know whose that is. Alright, that's good enough. We only need to go around once.
Alright.
Alright, good deal. Just a little faster than probably we should have been.
Alright, want to do S-turns over this road here?
You want to do S-turns?
Yeah, that'll
That's
work.
actually not on our sheet
Oh,
for
okay.
today, so... Actually, what I'd like to do is I'd like to head back to Brookley at 1,500 feet and do a forward slip to a landing.
Alright. Back to Brookley, which means I probably need to go ahead and, I've got Brookley Tower on the radio already. I'll go ahead and set myself to climb to 1,500 feet. And, turn back over there. Okay, I probably need to go straight to the bay and over because of the airspace.
Why?
Well, I guess 1,500 I'll be under it.
And tell me, what's where we are now, what's the bottom of Mobile Approach's airspace?
It's essentially the top of,
Don't guess. You got the chart right there in front of you, right?
It is, 1,500.
Okay.
And, we're going to be going into it.
Where are we on the map?
Let's see. There's St. Elmo, so we're like right at the edge, right about here.
Okay. Alright.
I need to get down under their base.
Alright, so there's not an airspace issue between here and Berkeley, is there?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
Now, I can go ahead and get my ATIS.
Visual approach, runway 32's in use. Notice the airman, runway 36 short and 1,500 feet, leaving 6,300 feet available. Runway 36 closed to air carrier aircraft. Taxiway Alpha north of Foxtrot closed. Taxiway Lima closed. East-west helipad closed. Multiple cranes up to 305 feet in height, operating approximately quarter mile north of the tower.
Helicopter dead ahead.
Actually, okay. We don't say dead ahead, okay?
12
It's
o'clock.
12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So it's traffic, 12 o'clock. Is he level with us or higher?
Higher.
Visibility
Okay.
10.
Traffic 12 o'clock high, helicopter.
12, dew point 7, altimeter 3022. Visual approach, runway 32's in use. Notice the airman, runway 36 short and 1,500 feet, leaving 6,300 feet available. Runway 36 closed to air carrier aircraft. Taxiway Alpha north of Foxtrot closed. Taxiway Lima closed. East-west helipad closed. Multiple cranes up to 305 feet in height, operating approximately quarter mile north of the tower. Advise, initial contact. You have information Yankee.
Yankee.
Mobile Downtown Tower, information Yankee 1453, observation, winds 310 at 8, visibility
Okay.
10, clear.
310, so we'll be going for 32.
12, dew point 7.
Alright, I'll go ahead and dial in the, tower and 121.7 is ground.
Did you call clear of the area?
No, I didn't. I'm just getting my radio set up.
Okay, well, how are we going to call...
I'm gonna say,
How are we going to call clear of South Practice Area if you've already switched off? Let everybody know that we're no longer here so they don't have to look at us.
yeah. Alright, well, 122.9. I'm climbing as well, so I need to stop doing that.
Alright, so what can help us from climbing?
Softer winds.
No, trim.
Trim. Yeah, well,
What about speed? We
I could slow down a
pull
little
some
bit.
power back, couldn't we?
Yeah, in fact, when it's rough, I need to stay in the 90 knots.
Yep. How about anywhere in that green arc would be pretty good? How about the bottom of the green arc's fine? Alright, now how about reset your altitude? Get back down to your altitude, you're 200 feet high and climbing. So this is what we talk about flying the airplane. No 2 days are going to be the same, right? Everything's going to be different. You're going to have to control the airplane. We don't need to go really fast right now, so we can pull some power back.
Alright.
We do need to be at a certain altitude, because you just told me above 1500 we're in Mobile Approach's airspace, so we probably don't want to be. Alright?
Alright, we're back where we need to be.
Now, trim, set your power where you want it. Set your friction lock to hold it there. Alright, now trim for your altitude. And that'll reduce your workload.
Alright.
Alright. There you go. Now we're all under control.
Alright.
Now what were you saying? We
now
need to...
And it was information Yankee.
Okay.
Need to go ahead and set up, clear the cell practice.
No, you're up. Okay. Before you make any transmissions, two things we do. One, we check the frequency we're on.
Oh, yeah.
Are you on South Practice
No,
area?
I'm not.
Okay. Now you
I am. South Practice area, Skyhawk 52902 kilos returning to BF film. South Practice.
Alright.
Clear to the northeast.
Good job.
That's
Now...
Dog River Bridge. I'm going to call them and say I'm approaching Dog River Bridge
Well, let
about
me ask you a question. What runway are we going to land on?
3-2.
Okay. So what kind of entry from here would I rather do?
Left base. Actually, I guess I'll
You'd want to do a left... So you'd want to go all the way out over the water to do a left base? What would be a better entry from where we are right now?
Pretty much my current heading.
So what kind of entry? We enter the traffic pattern,
That'll be a downwind entry if I head straight to the runway.
which we call is a what entry?
A left downwind entry, midfield.
It's a 45-degree entry
So I need to go that way.
to the midfield to enter downwind, right? So it seems to me I'm almost set up for it right here.
Okay.
To think about how you're going to enter ahead of time.
Alright.
And if the guy, you can always request what kind of entry you want.
Alright, I'm about 5 miles to the southwest.
Okay.
Alright, so here we go. I'll go ahead and switch this and get set back up for ground again.
Alright.
And it's 121.7.
Alright, so aviate, navigate, and then we worry about communicating.
Yep. And we'll hit this message button, whatever that's wanting to do.
Probably gonna...
Back course to 123.
That was back there.
Okay. Alright, here we go. 1188. 1188. Downtown Tower, Skyhawk 52902 kilo is 5 miles to the southwest with Yankee at 1,400 feet. Request stop and go landing on runway 32, 902 kilo.
So it's 92 kilo downtown tower left base, runway 32 and 33012, altimeter 3023, report a 1 mile left base.
Left base for 32 will report 1 mile, 902 kilo. Said left base, that means I need to set it.
It's a remember he's in that air-conditioned heated cab.
Got it.
So, is left base good for you, or would you rather have a 45-degree entry? Okay, can't you ask him?
That's what I was about to do. Downtown Tower, can Skyhawk 902 kilo make that a left midfield downwind entry?
That'll be fine, so report midfield.
We'll report midfield 902 kilo.
Alright, and we're going to stay at 1,500 feet until further notice.
Alright. And you say we want to do a forward slip to landing?
Yep.
Well, at this point, I'll go ahead and do my gumps check.
That's probably a good idea.
Yes. Mixture full, undercarriage, mixture full, rich, props, switches, and seat belts.
Alright, so see how you tried to rush through that checklist? You take your time, take a deep breath, we got plenty of time. Gas,
Next thing I want to do,
undercarriage, mixtures, props.
go ahead and get this knee board out of my way so I got full flight controls, nothing's in the way. And okay. At this point, I think I'll go ahead and begin my descent. No, you said until you told me.
Yep, 1,500 feet until further notice.
Okay. Oh, I see why. Okay.
state that the flap circuit breaker has popped and will not reset.
Okay.
So the flaps are inoperative.
Okay.
Can we land without flaps?
Yes.
Yeah, we can. We would prefer to land with 10 to full, right? That's what the checklist says.
Yeah.
But in this case, it won't reset, so...
Alright, well I need to maintain 1500. And this is about where I want to go ahead and turn.
Tower 92 Kilo is going to maintain 1,500 for a forward slip to the landing practice.
92 Kilo, Roger. 92 Kilo, runway 32, cleared option, left close half crew.
3-2 for the option, clear 9 or 2 kilo. And he said left traffic?
Yes. Now why do you think it's left traffic?
So that we don't go over the other runway's pattern.
That's one thing, but when he's in that tower, you can't look right straight up above him to see you, correct?
Right.
So.
Okay, so I'm pretty much abeam my intended touchdown, so I'm going to go ahead and reduce some power.
We're going to stay at 1500. You can slow down, you just got to maintain your altitude, 1500.
Okay. Yeehaw.
Hey, roller coaster today, free rides on the roller coaster.
Yep, 1500 is a rough altitude today. Not super rough, but not boring. Okay, I'm 45. I'm going to go ahead and make my turn. Now,
right.
base.
And keep your altitude in. Altitude. Altitude. Okay, you're 150 feet low descending, so 1,500 feet. Alright, Barry. So, flaps are inoperative, we're clear to land, we're clear for the option 3-2, and you can leave 1,500 feet now.
Alright.
So, what do you think we're going to need to do to get down?
I need to establish on the center line and slip.
Okay.
The winds are from my left a little bit, so I'm going to want to lower the left wing.
Okay, so then we're going to step on which rudder?
The right rudder.
Okay, so left wing down, right rudder, power comes to idle. There you go, maintain that center line. Okay, push that nose down a little bit, looking at that runway. Now you got to put in more left aileron, more right rudder. More left aileron, more right rudder.
Oh, I've got like full stop on the right rudder.
Okay, well, let's hold what we got. And we should see that rate of descent start increasing, correct? Alright, what airspeed should we be?
70 knots.
Alright, looks like not enough left aileron.
Yeah.
Really step on that rudder, get that aileron in. Alright, see how we're coming down? 1,100 feet per minute?
Yeah.
There you go. Alright, you can take that forward slip out, go full flaps. Full flaps.
Okay, full flaps.
Raise your nose. Slow your airspeed down.
Yeah.
Alright.
Do we go around or? Should
We
land
got
this.
6,000 feet.
Yeah.
Alright, you're gonna show me your magic.
Alright. Oh shit!
Alright.
I fixed the last second touchdown there.
Alright.
Flaps up with full stop.
I'm the complete stop.
Yeah.
Raise the nose. Raise the nose. Remember when we slow down, we raise the nose so the prop doesn't dig in. So what happened there?
I improperly corrected my drift off the center line using rudder.
Okay.
That's what I did. I used left rudder, and then that put me in a slip like that,
Okay.
and I didn't straighten the nose up.
So if you were solo, what would you have done?
Gone around.
Okay. Alright, so remember you need to stabilize and fly that stable all the way to the ground. You were really nice, really nice, really nice. You got into the flare, and then all of a sudden we got a little squirrely, and then you said, oh shit, and that scared me, right?
Well, I said, oh shit, because I knew I was about to side load it. There was, at that exact moment, it was too late to power off of it, and I started to pull the nose around, and after the first bounce, I got the rolling straight for it.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Alright, flaps up.
The flaps up, take a second, double check everything, we got time, nobody's coming. Alright. Just gonna clear this out. Alright.
Okay, here we go. Half of that oh shit was because I was pissed at myself.
Well,
actually, but don't scare you.
You need to do what you need to do.
Yeah. Alright, center line, 55 knots. Rotate.
Power should be all the way in.
It is.
Alright, good job holding the center line. Smooth pull now, remember? Just because you reached your speed and you weren't rotating, don't jerk.
Okay.
Smooth pull.
Suppose we want to do that again.
So did you learn about that forward slip? That was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You see how we came from 1,500 feet down, we were doing about 1,000 feet per minute?
Yeah.
So that slip really works.
Too much pitch. I don't think my airspeed's really moving as much as this is. I think that's a little bit of the pitot system with these wind gusts.
Yeah. Remember, these instruments lag just a hair, so they're not instantaneous, military grade Mach 1. They're...
Yeah. Okay, we'll go ahead and make our turn to crosswind. Slip's pretty fun. Lordy. Look at me. Very high and fast.
Alright, so what's the most important thing?
Airspeed.
Airplane is the airspeed. And second most important thing?
Altitude.
Altitude. Alright, so you recognized it, you voiced it, and you're recovering, so that's good. You're realizing what you should do, so that's good. Alright, so right now we're a little fast and descending, so what could we do?
Pull up.
Yeah, you can just raise the nose a little bit. Alright, we're on downwind, we got plenty of time.
Pumps check.
Yeah.
Gas. Undercarriage.
Yeah.
Mixture. Props.
Yep,
Switches. And don't descend when you look down.
Okay.
Tower 529 or 2 kilos is going to do a normal stop and go on runway 32 this time if we're clear.
Just not 2 kilo, only 32 cleared option.
With the option 329 or 2 kilo. Notice how I put the if we're clear part in there.
Yeah, when you get down to it, we'll do shorter transmissions. So
yeah. Okay, slow down, flaps go down.
Alright, so remember our checkpoint is a beam or intended point of landing, right? So when we're a beam, those 1,000-foot markers is when we start.
I was a little further off, wasn't I?
Yeah. I'm just trying to get you to remember these same checkpoints.
Yeah.
Because I do them every time I fly. Even if I'm flying by myself, I in my head I say the same checkpoints do the same thing.
Yep. Did you get a chance to listen to any of the audio files I had?
No.
They were 80 knots on base. I'll go ahead and level off here and do 20 knots. 20 degrees flaps. make it a stop and go or a touch and go?
Let's do a stop and go.
Alright. Full flaps.
Alright, so tell me what you're looking at.
Looking at my airspeed is 70 knots.
Yeah, outside.
And I'm looking at the 3.2 for the moment, but I need to look at those two white squares.
Yeah. Where the front edge of the two white rectangles are, right at the center line, is where I look. In fact, it looks like it's concrete, and then it switches to asphalt right there. And see where all the tire marks are? That's where I look. So look at where we are now. Does it look like we're high or low?
High.
High. Okay, so we fix altitude with power.
Yeah.
So now how do we look? I can't even see it anymore.
Yeah,
I can't even see it.
Okay, well,
I still can't
power.
see it.
Yeah.
So what did we do? We kind of lost sight of where we were supposed to.
Yeah.
But that's okay. All right, power's at idle, so we're going to come down and flare, right?
Yeah.
All right. Just a little more right rudder. You're kind of dancing on it, trying to put some pressure in.
Okay.
But look at where you were, right on the center line. Good flare, felt pretty good.
Yep. That was my second smoothest landing. Alright, full stop. Flaps are up. Mixture is full rich, carb heat is in.
What's another thing we could do while we're here?
Readjust trim to take off.
Yeah, set that trim to take off.
Good point. Alright, here we go. Airspeed 55. But this time I can go ahead and get my pitch. Dump a little power, get that last 50 feet out.
Pitch, like the stuff they use on a roof? Pitch.
Yeah.
Alright, so what should our altitude be?
1,100
feet.
Yeah.
What is it on there?
1,000, just under 100.
Show me 1,100. Simulated engine failure.
Okay.
What do we do first?
First we
Raise the nose.
65.
First we raise the nose. Pitch for 65. Alright. Next we look for a place to land. Don't we have a good place to land?
Yeah, we have a good place to land.
Alright, so. Now do you think we want to stay out here letting the wind push us away from the runway, or should we turn towards the wind?
Go ahead and turn towards the wind.
I would rather turn towards the runway right now. So first thing I do is I give myself a base leg.
Okay. He hasn't cleared us yet, actually.
That's okay.
2 kilo simulated engine failure 3-2.
2 kilo, runway 32, cleared option.
Okay. Cleared option 3-2. Watch your airspeed. Alright, I got a nice base here. I'm heading towards the runway. What's the next thing? You think we should make the runway?
Cleared option.
2 kilos cleared option 3-2.
Alright.
In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do them all in.
I would. I'd bring in all the flaps right now. Alright, so when we have full flaps, what's our landing speed?
60.
No. 60 for a short field. It's 70 for a normal.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Remember with those flaps down?
Gonna drag me.
Alright. But guess what? All we gotta do now is get it down on the runway. It's just like a normal landing.
Yep.
Alright, you can put your hand back on the throttle.
Alright.
And we have no power, so. Just like a normal landing, right? Except we don't have the engine. Alright, so right here, looks like the winds are from the right. I need a little bit of right aileron.
Okay.
See how we're a little bit left at that center line?
Yeah.
There you go. That nose down till we get towards the ground.
Alright.
We work that flare. There we go. There you go. A little more right rudder. Alright.
Cleared it a little bit.
Alright.
I'll go ahead and put on full brakes. Pull back on the elevator.
So what do you think about that? Engine failure from a traffic pattern?
Yeah, you can get on down.
No problem. You just turn towards the runway. You already got your speed.
Yep.
First thing we do with the engine failure, raise the nose. Change that airspeed for altitude. We got to slow from whatever we are down to 65 anyway.
Yeah.
We might as well get a couple hundred feet out of it. That may give you another minute. If I climb 500 feet and I'm 500 feet per minute, I may get another minute. That's a lot of time to call for help, right?
Yep.
Next next thing we do, look for a place to land. We had a nice runway here, but remember the winds were from
this direction.
so we don't want to waste our time.
Yep. In fact, there's the windsock right there.
Yep. Alright. Let's do another normal.
Alright. Flaps up, carb heat in, and extra full rich. We'll go ahead and...
Okay, that's fuel on both. So remember, look at it and say it. You're kind of in a hurry, so you pointed at the fuel selector and you said mixture full rich. So
mixture full rich, fuel selector to both.
Okay.
Trim for takeoff, carb heat is in.
Alright.
And we're good to go. Flaps are up. Keep it on the center line. Rotate at 55.
What if we had an engine failure right here? What do we do?
I'd put in flaps and go straight ahead.
Yeah, you control your airspeed first, right?
Yeah.
And then you bring in flaps and land straight ahead. So as a pilot, we're always thinking about what if the engine fails? What if it failed here? What if it failed there?
Yeah.
You always got an idea or at least a plan of what you're gonna do.
Birds just love flying over that little wharf thing, don't they?
Yep. So right here is where you start to figure out what the winds are doing. You figure out where the aileron should be.
They're coming this way, and
Okay. You're using the ailerons, and you should find a point at which you can just put it in and leave it, and we'll stay where you want.
yeah, I got a pretty good stomp on the left rudder here, actually.
Okay, so if I got the right wing down, that means I probably need a little left rudder, so that makes sense to me in my head. You're still not looking at your intended point of landing, you're going way past it.
Okay.
So, remember, that's where we want to touch down right there. Alright? So what do you think about right now? It looks like not enough right rudder to me, because we're not pointing down the runway. Still not enough right rudder. Right rudder, right rudder. Alright, you're not pointing the nose down the runway. See the rivets right here? Stick your head up there, see the rivets?
Yes.
See the line? That means the aircraft's pointed right down the runway.
Okay.
Alright? Let's roll to the end and go back in.
Alright. Tyler, we're going to make a stop out of this, 9 or 2 kilo.
Roger, you can all the way to the end then.
All the way to the end, 9 or 2 kilo.
Alright. Remember, the wheels are only made to roll like this, not like this. So you've got to use as much rudder as necessary to get that nose pointing right down the runway right before we touch down. So you need a little bit more right rudder. Remember, you're controlling the plane. Don't let it control you. If you need more, step on it. Make it do what you need it to do. I need you to be pointed this way before we touch down, right? Tell it. Talk to her.
Alright. Love you, baby. Do it. Guess we'll just park in front of Signature and I'll go out there and do my steep turns.
Alright.
I'm going to come in and get some water too.
Alright, so let's do a complete shutdown checklist.
Alright.
Do a bathroom break. Just for the recorder, you're going to do an engine start. You're going to do your run up, normal takeoff on runway 32, because that's the best one for the winds.
So it's 9 2 kilo. Taxi Red Hotel, just monitor ground port 7 as you taxi in.
Alright. Hey, we can skip the ground channel, taxi MB Hotel, 92 Kilo.
That's not what he said.
He said just taxi straight in.
But he said monitor ground, not skip the ground channel, right?
Okay.
So, hold on.
Well,
We stay up tower until we cross the line. He said monitor ground. He's telling you don't have to make a call, but you still got to listen to it.
gotcha.
So, you said skip ground.
Alright.
All
I'll
right?
just say switch into ground and monitor.
No, that's okay. You're good. Alright, good job. So you're going to proceed south of the practice area, just past the cement plant. You're going to do clearing turn, steep turn, and then,
Come back here for 3 stop and goes.
yep.
Then taxi to parking to do the happy dance. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and switch.
See the Piper with the black tail?
Yeah.
I was going to say there may be a spot next to it, but they're putting a plane there, so.
Yeah.
Or
maybe on this side
how
of
about
the...
this side of the Cirrus?
Yeah. Looks good to me.
Alright.
As soon as I turn, that lineman's gonna see me and he'll guide me in. I'm gonna give myself a little wide berth here.
Yep.
Look good to you?
Yep.
Get my wings even with his and we'll call it parked. Alright, checklist. Da-da-da. On the landing, after landing, securing, airplane parking brake, I have the brakes. Avionics off.
Hold on. So you're saying something, but you're not doing it, and this is a bad habit to do, okay? Read what it says, number 2. Read the whole thing, and you're in a hurry, so slow down.
Okay.
Number 2, read it.
Avionics power switch off.
Ignition switched off. Master switch off. Control lock installed. Alright, so what you're doing is you're reading it, you're saying the response, but you're not doing it. Right, okay. It's a checklist. You read it, you do it, you respond. So what did you say? You said avionics power switch off, and then you continued on to mixture. Yeah. But you never turned it off. Yeah, I was trying to get it in the recording. That's why. Sorry. Well, it's not about the recording. It's about protecting the airplane. Yeah. You shut down with the avionics on, you may mess up the radios. Yeah. So remember to use the checklist. They're there for a reason. They'll save your life. Yep. All right. I'm trying to teach you the right way. Yep, well that's what I heard, man. Because the guy before you seemed to loose on a few things, so. And I can't memorize everything in that checklist, and that's why you got it. That's why they printed it on a piece of paper. Yep.